Hi everyone, it's Donna from Not Spaceman Paper Crafts. Bit of a different video today. Excuse all the mess behind me. As you can see, all my crafty mess. I'm sorting through all my craft supplies and having a purge, getting rid of things that I don't use. So I thought while I was in here I would come on and do take part in Carolyn from Crafting with Wine on YouTube. Her hashtag, what's it called? Sorry, hashtag crafting happens. There you go. So Carolyn has organised this video so we can basically do a face-to-face video and we can all get to know each other, so people in the crafting community can all get to know each other. And it's really weird because I'm looking at the screen but I know the camera's there, so if it looks like I'm going backwards and forwards, take no notice. Okay, so there's a list of 15 questions. Some of them are craft related, some of them aren't. So I'm going to answer them as honestly as I can. And again, I apologise profusely for the huge mess behind. I'm just looking. I could have found a clearer space to film. I'm so sorry. Okay, let's start with the first question. What is your name and how long have you been doing YouTube videos? Well, my name is Donna. And I have been doing YouTube videos for a little over a year now, I think. Yeah, I was very nervous when I first started doing YouTube videos. I still get nervous now though, to be fair. But yeah, it's a bit weird. And it's also odd doing a face-to-face. I did a couple before when I had less subscribers. Carolyn has, you know, changed the stipulations to the video and said you didn't have to do a face-to-face one, but I wanted to stick with her original sort of theme and you know, just play along properly, and no matter how embarrassed I am, but never mind. Okay, so that's question one. Question two, how long have you been crafting? I have been crafting for a long time with various different bits and pieces. I've always been into the arts and crafts types of things, and years ago I used to work within primary schools, and I would do a lot of craft projects with the children, and that was, you know, I was in my element then. I loved doing that. And then I had my son, and from the time he could really play in paint, we were doing art and crafts with him from the time he was little. He's a bit old for it now. He won't sit down and do anything with me now. He might make the occasional card, but yeah, so I've been crafting a long time. When did you first start what did you first start crafting and why? I think as I got older, the first thing I started doing again was cards. I love making cards. I got to a point where I would make them for friends and family, and they would say to me, oh, you have to sell them. And I was a bit iffy about it, but I tried it, and then I seemed to get like an influx of orders, and it was a little bit too much. Thing is, I like to craft for enjoyment, and I'm worried about, you know, if you're crafting for other people as such, you don't want to, you know, fall behind a time that you've set yourself. So yeah, so that's what I first started crafting. And the reason I did that was because I used to pay a lady to make cards for me, because I've always loved handmade cards, and I used to pay somebody else, and you know, and I used to think, okay, I can do this, you know, I can do this. And I learned, trained myself from the beginning. I had a look on loads of, you know, there's tons and tons, as you know, of YouTube videos of amazing crafters. I've learned so much from them. So yeah, so that's what I did. Okay, question 4. What do you craft now? Pretty much everything except for things like embroidery and crochet and knitting. I don't know. I don't think I'd have the patience. I think the people that can knit and crochet and embroider, I think, have the most amazing talent, but the most amazing patience. I think with me, it takes me, depending on what sort of a card I make, 20 minutes, half an hour, maybe an hour if it's a bit of an intricate one with colouring and die cutting and things. So yeah, so with that, I can almost have the patience with that. But I also like doing things like mixed media. I haven't done any mixed media for a while, but I love doing mixed media and, you know, getting really messy and stuff. So yeah, so what is your most prized craft that you've made? I think the most prized craft for me would be my first album. I made it for my mum for Mother's Day, and I put photographs in of all her children and all her grandchildren, and she had 5 daughters, so I'm the eldest of 5, and she has, I think, 15 grandchildren, but she's also got 2 stepchildren as well, and they have children. So yeah, so I made that for her, and it was a sort of trial for me, because I had put things in it that I'd never tried before, like waterfall panels and things like that. So yeah, that was probably my prize crafting, my most prized craft that I've made. Okay, question 6. Are you a hoarder or do you purge? If you're a hoarder, what do you hoard? Well, I am a hoarder. I have the largest room in the house. I have to purge now though, because we are hopefully going to be moving very soon, and I need to condense my craft supplies down. So I am going to be getting rid of a few bits and pieces, actually quite a lot of bits and pieces that I don't use anymore, and I'm going to be changing a few things. I want to sell off all my Spectrum Noir pens. I've got the full collection of Spectrum Noirs, and I want to change to Copics. So I'm slowly building up my Copic collection, and when I've done that, I'll get rid of my Spectrum Noir pens. I hoard lawn fawn stamps and dies. Huge lawn fawn fan. Yeah, so that's what I hoard. Okay. Do you do any monthly stamp club or kits? Who and why them? I don't. I used to do the stamp club of the month with Momo Made It, but for whatever reason, one month there was an issue with the payment and it didn't go through, and then I never got round to setting up the monthly arrangement, the monthly payment plan. So that's me, that's my own fault. That's nothing to do with Momo Stamps or her stamp line or anything, because they are amazing stamps and I have tons of those as well. So yeah, so I don't do it anymore. What is your craft style? Do you use a signature element in your projects? Do you know what, my craft style, I like vintage, I like gothic-y type crafts. I like looking at them. I struggle to make gothic style sort of crafts, but I absolutely adore looking at them. There's a lady on YouTube who I absolutely love. Her YouTube channel is called Magpie Soul. If you are easily offended by foul language, do not watch her channel. I'm not, and I think that her crafting style is amazing. And she does the most creative things, and I aspire to be a bit like her, really. So I don't use a signature element in my projects either. Do you have your dream craft space? If not, what would it look like? No, I don't. If I did, I'd like it to be all white furniture, white storage, white desk, and then have obviously lots of storage, but not cluttered storage like I have now. I've got everything sort of cluttered in boxes here behind me, although the boxes are labelled, but they're all still sort of a bit cluttered. So there's, and then a nice, maybe a nice teal colour on the wall, something like that, something like, and not just white desk, white everything. So that's what my ideal craft space would look like, with lots of beautiful images on the walls, maybe some Alice in Wonderland, which I'm a huge fan of as well. Yeah, so maybe that. Do you craft with music or TV? What do you listen to or watch? Depends. If I'm sat colouring, I can just sit and colour and just have any type of music in the background. I'm very sort of eclectic when it comes to my music tastes and choices. I like so many different types of music, just anything ranging from, you know, early 40s pre-war stuff to right the way down to today. You know, it's yeah, lots and lots of different tastes in music. I don't tend to watch TV when I'm crafting because the concentration is not great. If you were a Disney princess, who would you be? Wow. That is a bizarre... I've never even thought of that. But my favourite Disney princess, actually, even though she's not technically a princess, but I suppose she is Tinkerbell. Love fairies. Love the whole idea of fairies. Yeah, I just really, really, you know, love that whole kid aspect of it, I guess. So, what is your favourite animal? Whew, my favourite animal. I don't really have one. I like, well, we have 3 cats. We have a teacup chihuahua called Sophie, who is like another child. And we also have a tortoise that we've called CJ. So yeah, my husband desperately wanted the tortoise. I started off with 1 cat and said no more pets, and then I ended up with my cat's sister, and then I went with my sister to go and see a cat for her and ended up getting another cat. So I ended up with 3 cats, all black cats, and yeah, our little Sophie and our CJ. So they're probably my favourites. What is your guilty pleasure? Lawn fawn. Lawn fawn, and it's guilty pleasure because I buy so much. Even, to be honest with you, I've bought sets twice because I didn't realise I had them originally. So yeah, so that is my guilty pleasure. What do you like to collect? Fairies. I have a lovely collection of fairies in my room. I love anything Alice in Wonderland related as well. Yeah, so I do love fairies. I've got quite a lot of fairy ornaments, really beautiful. Some of them are quite gothic-y, some of them are more whimsical. But yeah, my husband tries to buy me a fairy, and he has a tradition also that every Christmas and Valentine's he will always buy me a snow globe. So every Christmas all the snow globes come out, and you know, there's just so many. So coffee or tea? If I had to choose either, it would be tea. Coffee, can't do coffee. My husband drinks coffee like it's going out of fashion. He'll have he just drinks his black with nothing in it. But yeah, so no coffee, tea for me. So that is my 15 questions. If you decide to have a go at this challenge, which I really hope you do, because I'd love to get to know you all a bit better, if you go on to Carolyn's channel again, which is called Crafting with Wine, and if you have a look at her video for the challenge, and she'll tell you what you have to do, and then you just tag your upload, your YouTube upload to you hashtag it with hashtag crafting happens, and then just leave the link for that in Carolyn's info bar on her video. So I'm going to upload this now. There's going to be lots of ums and ahs. I'm not editing this one. I just wish I could edit out the background, and I'm so sorry guys, it's an absolute mess. But if I didn't get this done now, time would probably escape me, and Carolyn is such a lovely lady and I wouldn't want to let her down. So this is up now, and thank you so much, Carolyn, for setting this challenge, and I hope I answered the questions okay. So thanks so much guys, and thanks for watching, and do take part in the challenge. Take care everyone, lots of love, bye for now.